What's your reaction to the coronation of Kamala Harris as the nominee and the complete whitewashing of her policy history?
Yeah, well, I was talking with President Trump about this last night, Megyn. We had dinner, and, for 3 weeks, the media was honest about Joe Biden, and they were honest in the service of cynical politics. They lied for years about Joe Biden's mental acuity, and they decided to be honest because they knew that they could force him out of the race. And now that they've forced him out of the race, they've gone back to dishonesty. They completely ignore that Kamala Harris is the most liberal senator in the country. She was the most liberal senator when she served. She's the border czar at a time of historic open borders. She's encouraged illegal immigration, even though it's brought in a ton of fentanyl that's killed a lot of innocent people. She wants to ban fracking, which would destroy manufacturing and energy in this country. She has on every single issue stood for the far left of the Democratic Party instead of working people in this country. This is not a hard case to make. And as much as the media is going to lie about Kamala Harris, I wouldn't even say she's like a mixture, according to the press, she's like a mixture of MLK and Abraham Lincoln, right? She can do no wrong. The problem is her record, Megyn, and she can't run away from it. We cannot let people who are going to destroy the American manufacturing and energy economy take over the reins of power. We've seen it for 3.5 years. It's been bad. It's going to be a lot worse when you get somebody who's even more liberal than Biden in there.
And yet the polls are tightening. You've seen that. There was just one out hit late last night, New York Times, Siena, Trump 48, Harris 47. That last poll in early July had Trump +6 over Joe Biden. And then we had Emerson polling on yesterday, and they were talking about how it's getting tighter in the swing states too, including Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, now that she's on the ticket. So to Republicans feeling, who were feeling euphoric at the RNC, that this is going to be a slam dunk, what's your message?
Well, look, we have to work, Megyn. We have to run through the finish line. This election is not going to be easy. Obviously, Kamala Harris is going through a bit of a honeymoon phase. We all expect the polls to tighten a little bit, but I think the structure of this race is fundamentally very simple. Do you want higher inflation? Do you want lower prices on groceries and housing? If you want higher inflation, vote for Kamala Harris. If you want lower prices, vote for Donald Trump. Do you want a wide open border? Then vote for Kamala Harris. If you want to close down that border and get the drug dealers and the fentanyl out of our communities, vote for President Trump. The contrast is very simple. Kamala Harris has supported all of the most unpopular policies. So yeah, she's going to get a little bit of a honeymoon, Megyn, but the truth is the truth. She's extremely liberal. Her policies have been bad for this country. They'd be even worse if we gave her another 4 years. We can't do that. And I think Americans are smart enough to recognize that. We just have to prosecute our case, get our voters out there, make sure people are knocking on doors and getting the message out. That is the job of a presidential campaign. And I feel very good about where we are.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden has admitted he can't serve a second term, but has not admitted that he probably shouldn't be serving this one and the remaining 6 months. We're in a provocative position now with respect to our security as world leaders take a look at what we all saw from the Oval Office the other night and the days and weeks before. And I wonder your feelings on whether the sitting president needs to step down.
Well, look, Megyn, we have a constitutional process, the 25th Amendment. If the president can't run for president, how can he possibly serve as president? And it drives home how much this was totally a cynical political ploy. This is not about public service. Kamala Harris lied, Megyn, for an entire presidential term about Joe Biden's mental fitness. She only told the truth when she saw an opportunity to cast him aside, and the entire Democratic Party saw an opportunity to cast him aside to salvage their political prospects. They saddled America for 3.5 years with a president who can't do the job, and they only changed their minds when they recognized there was a political opportunity to get rid of him. That is not public service. That is political cynicism in a way that's made our country so much weaker, Megyn, and we have to call that out. And importantly, if Joe Biden cannot do the job, he's got to step down. And I don't know anybody who's watched Biden over the last few weeks who can say with confidence, this is a guy who could actually serve as president of the United States. The fact that Democrats are still covering for him drives home how shameful their conduct has been over the last few years.
So, I mean, when you say he can't serve as president, are you saying he should step down? Because, of course, that would elevate her and that might make her tougher to beat.
I don't think it would make her tougher to beat, but Joe Biden cannot continue to serve as president if he can't do the job, right? This is not about politics, Megyn. This is about, do we have somebody who can actually do the job as president? Clearly, Joe Biden can't. The Democrats have lied about that fact. And most importantly, because it's only 6 months, we've just got to remind the American people that the reason why we have a president who can't do the job is because Kamala Harris lied to people. Remember, she said that he was sharp as a tack just a few months ago. She said that he was totally capable of doing the job, and the entire Democratic Party joined her. We now know they were lying to us. And the only way to penalize that dishonesty is to vote them out in November. That's what I'm trying to convince every American to do.
Do you think America is headed in the right direction? Unfortunately, the next generation does not understand the values that have made America the greatest nation on earth. But PragerU is helping to counter that. PragerU is a conservative nonprofit that promotes American values through educational videos that reach millions of young people every day. Right now, PragerU has an amazing opportunity. If you donate any amount, even just $1, they will send you PragerU American flag socks made in the USA as a thank you. Make sure to go to PragerU.com/socks to make your donation. You can support a great organization and express your love of American values in style while you do it. Your donation will help PragerU reach more people with their videos, which is needed now more than ever. Make a 100% tax-deductible donation at PragerU.com/socks and get your socks today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.